All right, guys, so we've heard a lot about taking attention, how to convert from attention, and why attention online matters to home service contractors. But now let's talk about how we as contractors can convert from that attention. GetQuote bridges the gap between attention and conversion, and it does so by giving away the farm for very little ask from the customer. There's a ton of different agencies out there, a ton of different vendors who promise, attention, eyeballs, and impressions. And as my dad, Darren Yarbrough, says, you can't eat an impression. So let's talk about how we convert from those things. And really up until recently, this is a problem that we just solved for ourselves. So we built GetQuote, which is our online instant estimate tool that we're actively selling to other contractors because we believe in it so much. GetQuote has solved a problem for us. That problem was one that I think we were sleeping on for a while. We knew that was there, but we were sleeping on. And that is, how do you convert eyeballs from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any of the various digital platforms out there? How do you convert those people into paying customers? Because ultimately that's what it's about. We need people to buy our stuff, whether that's a service call or whether that's a plumbing job or a HVAC install or a water heater, whatever it is. We need people to buy our stuff. That's why we're in the game of business. We're not out here just doing stuff for free. If any of us needed more experience, we would do it for free, but we don't. And one of the ways that we have found that GetQuote really has inserted itself into our business mix is our call to actions have now forever changed. The call to actions used to be simple: go to the website and we would hope and pray that they clicked on the book job, or they go to the booking job and hope that they filled out the form, right? And I'm sure that all of you guys have felt this as well. And it really doesn't feel great when you see from a marketing report or a vendor report, or even your own, like for us, we do it all in-house. Whenever we see from our Google Analytics that, hey, like tens of thousands of people have been to this page and you've got like 2 bookings out of the deal. Not a great feeling. But with GetQuote, one of the things it does, we're monkey brain. We see a form, we want to know what the price is. It's behind a little bit of a wall. So what do? You fill it out. So we ask for as little information as possible at Yarbrough & Sons. We ask for their name, their phone number, and their zip code. And their zip code is really just a verification that, hey, they are in our service area. Phone number, right now, it is, obviously, they could probably put in a fake one. But more often than not, people aren't going to do that. I like to assume that people aren't going to act maliciously. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Tucker, but people know my prices. That's the point. Or flip side, you could be like, Tucker, my competitors are going to know my prices. Also, I don't care. If you know your numbers, it doesn't matter if your competitors know your price. Because if you know your numbers and you know what you need to go to market with, well, guess what? At the end of the day, there's nothing you can do about your competitors knowing your prices. And really and truly, let's be 100% honest. You know your competitors' prices, and it doesn't change anything on the day-to-day. So why in the world would we let that be the dictating factor on whether or not we're going to go to market with our pricing online? So what we did, we put simple form up, name, phone number, zip code, and then it funnels down through just asking some simple questions. And obviously, one of the things that I also get on pushback is, these are complex jobs. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. There's things that are unforeseen, and so building a questionnaire that really covers all the bases is going to be incredibly difficult. And I agree. That's why we didn't even try to tackle that. So what we did was we built out all of our systems based on plug and play options, that we're not going to have to do ductwork, that we're not going to have to replace a line set. And why did we do that? Because most people aren't actually expecting to see, oh, well, this is the price I saw, this is the price I pay. They know there's intricacies, because most people who are looking at these forms have been through some sort of Google search, AI search, or had someone in their house giving them the spiel as to why the job is complex. Really what they're looking for is reassurance that they are on the right path. So by giving them a clear view of our pricing, by giving them a clear path to take, we've seen incredible success with our quoting tool. And I'm just going to read off some stats for you. This is based on the first 4 weeks of our instant estimate tool being live on the Yarbrough & Sons website. So in 4 weeks, the page has been visited 3,437 times. Now, that is a bunch, but most of our ads are pointing that direction. I think Bryce told me through June, it was about 35%-ish of our total ad spend for Facebook was going into pointing people to our instant estimate tool. Coming into July, I think we're talking close to 60% of our ad spend is going to be funneling people to that bucket. Why? Because attention only matters insofar as you can convert. How do we convert? We give them something valuable for something very little. All we're taking is their info. We're giving them the farm. They can go see any of our prices. So We ask for that little bit of information, and then we rock from there. So 3,437 times. And then of those, we've had 84 total estimates completed. Not completed, but entries. Sorry. You'll see the delineation here in a moment. We've had 84 total estimate entries. Now, we track both completed and abandoned forms, and we capture the information on both, because in order to count as an abandoned form, well, they have to have given us some sort of information. The timer starts in the back end. They have to have given us their name, their number, and their zip code, so we know a little bit about them. Then we've had 22 complete estimates. So people have gone through, completed the estimate, and gotten a price that they were after. We have a total quoted value, that is a mouthful, of $318,337, which is a bunch. It'd be outstanding if we could sell all of that. I wish that we could. However, that's a lot like scrolling through Auto Trader, and every time you click on a car, if it could count towards the potential sales of that dealership. It's not gonna happen. So same thing here. People are getting an idea, though, of what it takes and what it costs to replace their home's most expensive appliances, their HVAC and their water heater. But in total sales in just 4 weeks, we have sold $47,521 to 4 sales. So we have an average ticket of over $11,000 in 4 weeks, which is absurd. We also have 2 more that are like super promising, still on the hook. Guys, please close those. I really want them. Really want them. It really makes our stats look great. But all 4 of those sales, though, were new customers. They were people who we've never done business with. We had to make a new profile for them, and then the first thing on their profile is a sale from our instant estimate tool. So GetQuote bridges the gap between attention and conversion, and it does so by giving away the farm for very little ask from the customer. Anyway, guys, if you want to know more about how we are using tools like GetQuote or Facebook or YouTube to convert attention to conversion, sign up in the newsletter down in the description, the Tune Up, and we will give weekly content advice on how you can tune up your marketing.